In studio you can do whatever you like. The education gives you possibility to bring that music out. If a person decides to be a musician, then he must be a musician. You can do anything if you have enough imagination. My name is Milos Jelic. I'm a musician, keyboard player, arranger, producer, composer. And it's quite hard for me to remember first time when I met music. It seems like it's been around all my life. But one of the really strong memories is my first recording in professional studio. I was 12 years old. By that time I already studied piano in musical school, and I sang in children choir. And we had a recording and I made a mistake, and I was so terrified because of that. And the engineer told me, yeah, well, it's okay, let's go from the top, from the chorus once again. And that was the point where I understood that in studio you can do whatever you like. You can do anything if you have enough imagination, that's all. Any musician has education. It might be centralized education like school, music academy or whatever. When I was on music academy, my teacher told me that the only thing that they can give to me is craft things and techniques. Nobody can teach me taste or any kind of aesthetic things. Aesthetics is deep inside us. It depends on what we like, it depends on what music we listen to, what books are we reading, etc. But first of all, any musician hears the music in his head, right? And the education gives you possibility to bring that music out and to show it to the audience. Well, the great thing about being musician of a successful band is that you can see directly reaction of the audience on your new material or old or whatever. You can feel it. When you go out in front of the audience, you play music and you get feedback right away. And then analyzing that, we understand that, okay, if we do this, audience will react better. If you do that, audience will react worse or whatever. And that's also kind of knowledge that we get. So when I work with younger musicians that don't have such experience, I always tell them, just trust me, do this, and audience will probably react better. The thing is that nobody can exactly tell what's gonna happen. It's always the matter of except all technical stuff, there is also emotion, possibility to get that emotion to the audience. And will audience be open for that emotion to get and to reply? But any kind of experience just helps. And all the examples that I give help having a little bit authority to younger musicians, so they listen to me more. First of all, a musician has to love the music, and not to love being celebrity, but to love music itself. That's the most important thing, because I've met some people who don't care, are they musicians or whatever, if they want to be celebrity. For me, that's a wrong thing, because audience can feel when you're lying to them. You can lie to the audience, but not for a long time. If you want to be successful, you have to have ability to give your emotions to the audience. That way, that audience can accept. That is the most important thing. Anything else can be fixed, or it doesn't have to be fixed. Bob Dylan, for example, he's not a great singer, he's not a great guitar or harmonica player, but generally he's a great musician, because he found a way to give that emotion to the audience, and audience accepted it. So the only thing is to be honest with yourself, to love music, and to be honest with the audience. When we go to studio, there is also one thing. There is danger that you go into technical side of any kind of performance and recording, and to forget about emotional side of recording. Eventually, emotional side is much more important. Technical side, it is important, but if you don't have enough emotions in your recording, it won't be successful. If it's not technically perfect, it might be successful. So pretty much the same thing. It's sometimes it's hard for a musician to stand alone in front of the microphone with his headphones on and to imagine, and not just imagine, but honestly give emotions just to the microphone and to the music. It's much easier when you have audience in front of yourself and you're communicating with exact people who are standing. So honesty as well and emotions in the studio, that would be the most important qualities for me. If a person decides to be a musician, then he must be a musician. That's the way it is today. If anyone wants to be successful in music, music has to be part of his life, not only during work time, but whole life. When I wake up, I turn on music, and then I listen to a lot of music. I listen to music just to relax. I listen to music to analyze something. I listen to music to check if I did it right. Then I listen to music in the studio when I work with music. And then I again listen to music to relax in the end. The same thing about songwriting or composing. There is a really important thing of craft, arts, right? It comes from Greece, ars, which is also craft as well as arts as we know today. So craft thing is as much important. If you write 10,000 songs, 10,000 and first one is going to be easy to write. If there could be a simplified connection between musician and the audience, that would probably help things. Imagine not having 10 institutions between musician and the audience, right? So just there is musician, there is audience, he plays, audience like it, and they support him so he can play further. That would be great.